Welcome back to Great Day Houston. We're talking about ways to stretch your dollar. For a lot of you, one of the problems that you're having is that you moved out of your home, but you're still making your house payment, and then you're paying rent. In many cases, people are paying more for their rental property than their monthly house note. So how can you get some help with that? Because after all, you still have to pay that loan. Joining us now is Renee Morton with Morton Mortgage. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Good
welcome.
Morning.
Wow. Okay. So here's the issue, obviously, and you see this. People are not going to be back in their homes for some folks several months, if not more than a year.
Right.
But when you take a loan, you're obligated to pay that loan, right?
Right, for 30 years.
Yeah, because some people have asked, they said,
years.
our house is underwater, it's not usable, do we have to make that payment? Yes, you do.
You do have to make the payment. However, there is help for you. So Fannie Mae works directly with a lot of the mortgage servicers to help people that have been affected by natural disasters. And so what they will allow most of the time is to push your payment back for 3 months so that you are able to take care of your home, and maybe you're not able to work right now, so how are you going to pay your bills?
Yeah, so just give you a minute to breathe, right?
Yes, but the catch is most of them are requiring you to pay that in full at the end of the 3 months.
Wow.
So you can go 3 to 12 months most of the time, but you still have to catch that up at the end, and then you have to also remember that your escrow account is going to be affected also. So that's your taxes and insurance.
Right. So
if you're not paying into that,
still have to keep paying, right?
Yes. Well, no, you don't have to, but you're still going to have to catch that up at the end of that 3 or 12 months, whichever option you choose.
Yeah.
So it's important that people call right now. Don't wait, because you can destroy your credit. 1 30-day late on your mortgage can be devastating. Devastating. You can't buy another house for a whole year if you do that.
Okay. So what determines whether it's 3 months or 12 months?
The extent of the damage to your home. So most servicers are allowing 3 months automatically, but you do have to call and you do have to ask for it. So if you're in a disaster area, most of them are allowing you to go ahead and push that payment back. But if you need more time because your house is it's not ready, or you can't get back to work, then you call them after that 3 months and ask them to extend it as long as you need it to be.
Yeah, all right. The other issue that people are concerned about is if you had a 1968 house, you still have the avocado refrigerator, right? Avocado green refrigerator. And
or the gold yellow.
Yeah. You have no choice if you're redoing your house but to update it. Now you're in 2017.
Yes.
And anytime you update a house, of course, your property taxes can change. The appraisal is much higher. In certain areas of the city, you update a house, and because of the school districts and the establishment of that neighborhood, you could triple the cost of your house.
Yes.
And then other requirements like needing fire sprinklers and things like that are required now in some areas. So that's really going to turn the market kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is, and a lot of people are making the decision to sell their homes right now to investors. And so but the most important thing that I've learned over the last few days, reaching out to different entities to just get some basic information to help people, is that when you, if you're in this position right now, you need to contact HCAD if you're in Harris County and let them know immediately that you flooded and you have damage to your home. It's not going to help you right now in your taxes for 2017, but it will help you in 2018. But then as far as the property values going up and now all of a sudden your taxes are going to go up, my concern is that are people going to be able to afford their homes? And we don't have all the answers
Especially
yet.
if you're like 65 and you're like, it's fixed about what your property taxes are going to be.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden this house you had, like I said, your 1968 ranch home, right, is now updated to 2017 standards.
Right.
And then oftentimes, I'll give an example of a couple that lived in my neighborhood. They actually paid $35,000 for their house back in the 70s.
Wow.
And so they could end up theoretically paying taxes every year that costs more than their entire house costs.
Yes, it's kind of scary to think that this could happen, but it's reality, and we're just kind of waiting to see what the city's going to do to help people.
Yeah. All right. When somebody comes to you for a mortgage, and they say it's on a house that was flooded before, what types of things do people need to keep in mind? Because it's one thing when your house flooded pre-Harvey,
right,
but now there are so many who have the same story, and this was a different circumstance. But
right,
how do mortgage companies look at something like that?
Well, if you are going to buy a home that has flooded in the past, you just have to know that you're going to pay flood insurance, and it could be very expensive. It can be more than the mortgage payment actually, and so sometimes people won't qualify for those houses because the homeowner's insurance combined with that flood insurance is so expensive that they may not qualify for those homes. So
Okay, what do you look at for people? Because I know there are going to be a lot of people who are kind of behind the eight ball a little bit. And so do you think there'll be a little bit of a relaxing in granting those mortgages for folks in the coming years in this area?
Okay, so there is 100% financing through FHA. FHA allows some lenders to offer that program, and it's 100% financing. You have to document that you were truly flooded. So it's for renters or homeowners. It's an FHA loan, so it's capped at a little over I think it's $330,000 on the amount that you can buy. But what's going to happen is you have to document that your house was paid for. So if your house is completely underwater, if an insurance company or FEMA comes in and just happens to pay off your house for you and it has to be bulldozed, then you can document that and then you can get the 100% financing to help you.
Okay, and then how would a mortgage company look at, or is there anything you require if you had a house that was flooded? And do you require the proper documentation that says that all that stuff has been taken care of?
If you're going to keep the house, you mean?
Yeah, if you're going to buy a house, if you're going to sell a house or buy a house, or if somebody's buying a house and needs to get a mortgage.
That has already flooded, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so they would have to document that everything was taken care of, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. It's a tough situation.
It
then
is.
The last thing I'm going to ask you, when you're looking at somebody who's going to get a mortgage, if they filed for bankruptcy because of the storm, how does that affect your ability to get a home and get a loan?
That's a good question. We don't have all the answers yet on that. I'm hoping that there's a law change that helps people, because obviously people have lost everything and that may be their only option. Right now, you can buy again after bankruptcy after 2 years. Sometimes there's an exception for 1 year. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Case by case basis there. All right, Renee, thank you very much. Speaking of bankruptcy, for a lot of people, they're feeling like this would be their only option. So what are the advantages? We know some of those, but what are the disadvantages? And is it something that you should consider? The questions you need to ask when we come back.